Hi guys, happy Monday. Monday? Yes, it's Monday. I love Mondays, I love Sunday nights, and I love Mondays. It's the most amazing, most peaceful time ever. So yesterday, that was crazy, that was great. The, what was her name? Alice Catelli? That was just incredible. I'm loving doing this, going back in history and kind of just validating these women, these powerful women that really didn't get any validation. So, still searching for graves on Google Maps, which is really fucking hard to try to actually get into the graveyard. It'd be better just to find the grave itself. But as far as Irene Ray, I'm definitely wanting to find out her grave. So, I found more. Why am I in and out? I hate that. Don't do that to me. There we go. Alright, that's better, I think. Alright, so the top 10 witch graves in the Midwest. MysteriousHeartland.com. Thank you for this information because it's pretty cool. Alright, so, though tales of witchcraft are rare in the American heartland, not rare, they're coming to life. And why am I blinking in and out? Damn it. Motherfucker. Alright, whatever, that works, I guess. So, alright, yeah, Salem's fading fast. Alright, so, nearly every state has a remote, rural cemetery in which a witch is said to be buried. So, in the distant past, legend says a recluse or an eccentric woman was put to death for practicing magic, and the community tried to cover it up. So, to this day, local teens test their courage in nighttime tracks to these witch graves, hoping to catch a glimpse of the most incredible, mysterious heartland has researched many of these tales. So which one will prove to be the most compelling of them all? So this is pretty cool. It goes back further than the Salem witch trials. And we have 10 graves, which is really, really neat. So that's 10 graves that I get to go and try to find, which would be nice. So we have top 10. The Smith grave. And this is in Kirtland Hills, Ohio. Alright, so a stone memorial sits along Hart Road near the intersection of Hart and Baldwin Roads, northeast of Cleveland in the scattered rural community of Kirtland Hills. So local whispers that if you face the memorial, turn your back to it, and then turn to face it again, it will move closer. Alright, so this memorial, surrounded by a low stone wall, contains the remains of Levi Smith family, Ooh. I'm still floored about the Robin Artisan thing yesterday. I don't know why that popped in my head. Alright, so early settlers of the area who migrated from Derby, Connecticut in 1814. Levi's wife, Ruth, died in 1818, and Levi died in 1820. So some claim Levi Smith helped bring Mormonism to the area, but Joseph Smith, founder of Mormonism, was only 15 years old when Levi died, so he did not publish the Book of Mormon until 1830. Wow, Mormonism is very, very new. I don't like Mormonism. So, alright, another popular legend is that Levi and Ruth were witches who had been driven out of Connecticut, which was a hotbed for witch persecutions. So the problem with this theory is that the last witch trials in Connecticut and in New England took place in the late 1690s. So these facts have not prevented the legend of the Kirtland Witch's grave from spreading, and each year brings a fresh batch of curiosity seekers to this isolated stretch of road. Quite interesting. Very interesting, and I like how they point out the people that were more eccentric. What in the hell is going on? The people that were more eccentric just were the ones that were accused, which we already all know. Now we have number 9. And this is Chesterville Witch's Grave. And this is in Illinois. Chesterville, Illinois. So, Chesterville is a small Amish, I like to say Amish and Mennonite community that consists of no more than a few dozen houses located a couple miles away from Rockham Gardens. So, within the nearly trimmed grounds of Chesterville Cemetery, an old oak tree stands at the edge of the woods that separates the graveyard from the river. So, the peculiar thing about this tree is the iron fence that surrounds it, and the old stone marker that no longer bears a name. According to Troy Taylor, this is the grave of a woman who turned up dead after being accused of witchcraft in the early 1900s. Wow. 1900s. That's awful. And that's recent. So after she challenged the conservative views of the local Amish church elders, the town planted a tree over her grave to trap her spirit inside and prevent her from taking revenge. So her ghost can still be seen from time to time hanging around the area. So in 2014, this legend was featured in an episode it was one of the episodes of An Amish Haunting. An Amish Haunting. Have you guys seen that show? An Amish Haunting? That's where that was. Okay, so. Okay, I think I kind of remember. Maybe. I'm not sure. I've watched so many of these ridiculous ghost shows. It's fun. It really is. It's fun. Alright, so now we have the Bertha's Grave in Lakeside Cemetery. And that's in, Itasca County, Minnesota. Alright, so located at the southern tip of Trout Lake off Crooked Road, just north of Trout Lake Road. The tiny rural graveyard of Lakeside Cemetery is just a collection of scattered headstones, at least to the casual observer. So according to local legend, however, it is home to the grave of a notorious witch named Bertha. Bertha Maynard was born on January 26th, 1872, and died January 27th, 1910, exactly one day after her 38th birthday. Oh God. Not much is known about her life, but the legend has been around for many decades. So Bertha's grave sits alone at the bottom of the hill because her family did not want it to be moved with the others when they were relocated due to concerns over flooding. So due to frequent vandalism, however, her headstone disappeared for 7 years until it was replaced at the request of the family. That's sad. So this led to rumors that her headstone moved around and became invisible on Halloween. Bertha's ghost has also allegedly been seen lurking in the cemetery. Alright, so I didn't know she was a notorious witch named Bertha Maynard. Maynard. Yeah, Maynard. I'm gonna have to look her up, maybe see if we can find that grave, which I doubt. It's becoming very hard to find graves anywhere, especially Google Earth. Alright, so. Alright, we have 7. And this is in Aurora, Nebraska, and this is the Aurora Witch's Grave. So, Aurora Cemetery is a square, garden-like cemetery at the southwest corner of Route 14 and West 14th Road, north of Aurora in central Nebraska. Okay, the grave of Susan A. Gavin sits in the northwest corner of the cemetery, surrounded by iron posts that formerly held up heavy chains. Okay. Alright, so I'm getting the iron, trying to trap witches from escaping, which is, not the case. Alright, so historically, Susan died in 1882 at the age of 40, and was buried with her 7-month-old daughter. So, May Audley, her husband, and she were married on Halloween in 1861. So every Halloween on their wedding anniversary, local teens venture out to her grave and dare to each other to step on it. Susan, they say, was a witch who put a curse on the town before she was executed. Anyone who steps on her grave will either die within 9 years or by the age of 21. In reality, however, Susan was a respected woman. Her obituary read, "The community realizes that from our midst in life has gone an estimable lady," and extends heartfelt sympathy to the Burford family. So, that has not stopped generations of local children from making nighttime journeys to the infamous Nebraska witch's grave. Wow. Kind of sad that none of these people were actually witches. Well, if they were falsely accused of flying on a fucking broomstick, which God knows does not happen. Okay, now we have Ashmore, Illinois, the St. Omer Witch's Grave. Okay, so I'm going in and out. Why? I don't like that. Alright, so St. Omer Cemetery is home to an unusual family, monumented that some say look like a crystal ball on top of a pyre. According to local lore, Caroline Barnes, one of 4 people buried under the massive stone, was put to death for practicing witchcraft. It is said that no pictures can be taken of her monument, and that it glows on moonless nights. Ooh, that's pretty cool. The only evidence for the legend seems to be the gravestone's dramatic design. So, the way local citizens grow nervous whenever the story is mentioned, and most strikingly, Caroline's impossible date of death, chiseled in the granite, February 31st. The monument also faces north and south, while most headstones are oriented east to west, so there's no historical or documentary evidence supporting the notion that Caroline Barnes was accused of witchcraft, but nevertheless the legend has persisted. So, what do you guys think your legend will be when you go? Like, witch-wise, do you think your grave might be a popular tourist kid attraction? I wonder what mine would be, honestly. I would love to get on the board and just kind of ask. I mean, I don't want to know when I'm gonna die. I mean, I accept that I'm gonna die. I don't want to today or tomorrow. But I'm curious as to what kind of legend would they slap on my ass. There we go. Slap whatever fucking legend you want on my ass. Rumor. Whatever. So, alright. Mary Jane's Grave. I like this one already. Alright, Middletown, Minnesota. So deep in the swampy woods, north of Spirit Lake and the Minnesota-Iowa border, lies Loon Lake Cemetery. Okay, we've read this, but we didn't really get into the grave. So now abandoned, fewer than 18 of the original 67 headstones remain. According to legend, in 1881, the townspeople of the nearby village of Petersburg accused an 18-year-old girl named Mary Jane Terwilliger, sometimes simply known as just Mary Jane, of being a witch, and beheaded her. God, she was buried on a hill in Loon Lake Cemetery. Their troubles with witches did not stop there, however, and they saw fit to execute 2 more women, young women, in subsequent years. The graves of these women became something of a local tourist attraction, so their headstones were removed to protect them from vandals. Unfortunately, the exact location of Mary Jane's grave has been forgotten, and legend says that anyone who walks across it will die within 72 hours. According to one account, this was perpetuated by reports of a young man who walked over the grave while hunting in the area. On the way home, a heavy fog ascended, and after he pulled his car over, he suffered carbon monoxide poisoning. So we can see where a lot of this stuff comes from. So, the cemetery is believed to be haunted by other anguished spirits as well. These are going to be some really good places to look up and to just kind of investigate and just pay tribute to. I still have to find Irene Ray's grave. I don't know why. So, number 4, we have Felix's grave, St. Joseph, Missouri. So, Felix Lilliger Cemetery sits on a hill surrounded by an old weather-beaten wrought iron fence, deep in the Sunbridge Conservation Area, named after the Kansa Indian belief that they ascended to the afterlife on a sun bridge. Okay, I understand that. The conservation area runs along the Missouri River north of St. Joseph, Missouri. There are perhaps a dozen headstones in the tiny graveyard. So over the years, many visitors have traveled to this remote location to find Felix's grave. So there are many different stories about Felix. Some say he murdered his family, or that he died in a car accident and his body was never recovered. According to another legend, a witch was hung in an old oak tree in the cemetery and buried beneath it. Her headstone, which warns, "Here I lie, cross this grave and you'll surely die," allegedly grows at night. Okay, I really wonder if that headstone says that. It's a pretty good, yeah, if that's like anything that the family did for her. That's pretty good. So the cemetery has suffered vandalism in the past. In 1980, Elizabeth Lilliger's grave was dug up and only some pieces of the coffin were recovered. Oh wow. Where the hell was her fucking body? Alright, so this is in St. Joseph, Missouri. And her grave actually says, "Here I lie, cross this grave and you'll surely die." I wonder if it's even there. So that's Lone Grave. Huh. Pretty interesting. Pretty fun. Alright, now Molly's grave in St. Charles, Missouri. Alright, since the 1960s and the 70s, a legend has circulated high schools in the St. Charles area about a witch named Molly Crenshaw. Molly, it is said, was a freed Jamaican or Haitian practitioner of voodoo who lived in the 1800s. Her charms were occasionally sought after, but after one particularly nasty drought or long winter, the locals turned against her and executed her. In order to prevent her from rising from the grave, they chopped her body into pieces and buried the pieces in the woods around a remote cemetery. It wasn't enough. Year after year, the pieces crawl closer together. Anyone who successfully locates Molly's grave will meet a gruesome end. Wow. We did this one, but we didn't get into the grave, so. According to a local English teacher at Francis Howell High School, quote, "There was a story about 2 football players who went looking for the grave in the 1950s. They found it and tried to take the tombstone. They met with an untimely end. The sheriff's deputies found their bodies impaled on the grave's fence." Unquote. Ooh. Wow. So as far as local historians are concerned, there is no basis for the legend. Molly Crenshaw did exist, but she was neither Jamaican nor Haitian, and she died in 1913 after swallowing carbolic acid. So, that has not prevented Molly Crenshaw from becoming one of the most popular and enduring legends in St. Charles County. Crenshaw's surviving relatives removed her gravestone in 1979 to prevent further damage, but every few hundreds of but every year hundreds of thrill seekers still search for it. Alright, so you guys can stop looking because it's been removed by the family. Alright. Ooh, okay. Michigan, rural Crawford County, Michigan. We have Pierre Cheney, witch's grave. So, now a ghost town, the village of Pierre Cheney, is in north central Michigan has a tragic history. Oh, so it's an abandoned village. Perhaps that is why its cemetery, which contains the graves of around 90 persons, is rumored to be the home of a witch's grave, as well as many supernatural occurrences. So Perry Cheney was originally settled in 1874 by lumberjacks who believed the site of George M. Cheney's sawmill was an ideal location to set down roots. In 1881, its population was at 922. Just a few years later, however, diphtheria swept through the area and many children died. So as the community tried to recover, a fire broke out. And in 1893, there was an outbreak of smallpox, scarlet fever, and diphtheria. So in diphtheria, a bacterial infection that mainly affects children, struck again in 1906. By 1818, only 18 residents remained in Perry Cheney, and the village was soon completely abandoned. That'd be interesting to go and find. According to the legend, people from surrounding communities deliberately set fire to Perry Cheney to prevent the spread of disease. Others say that the epidemics and fires were caused by a witch who cursed the land after her neighbors banished her to the surrounding wilderness. She was later hung from a tree in the cemetery and her body was burned. To this day, some visitors claim to see her ghost in Cheney Cemetery. It's pretty interesting. That's pretty sad. Very sad because these people were all... Oh, ouch, cramp. These people were all innocent, obviously. I can't imagine that happening because people had smallpox, but that's just how uneducated people were. Okay, now we have Bloody Mary's grave. So, Vernon, Indiana. So, I really want to find this one. So, Tiny Baldwin Cemetery sits in the woods at the end of a drive off South County Road 25 West, Tunnel Mill Road, south of Vernon, Indiana. It is flanked by two sides by an exaggerated meander in the Muscatuck River. For generations, local residents have searched for the graves of a woman named Mary Smith, or Mary Christ? Is it Christ or Christ? Mary Christ. Located somewhere in the Baldwin Cemetery. The legend is so popular that every year, the Jennings County Historical Society and Jennings County High School Drama Club include a vignette about Mary during their annual ghost walk. So there are many stories about Mary, including the one account claiming she was a witch who was hanged from the branches of a large tree in the cemetery and then buried beneath it. In 2003, a woman claimed to use a dowsing rod to locate Mary's grave beneath a large tree. According to the Jennings County Historical Society, Mary and her sister gladly lived alone on a farm in the 1830s. So one night, an unidentified assailant raped and murdered Mary and escaped into the darkness. Months after her burial, a drunken man was staggering through the cemetery when he tripped and fell over her grave. So, the ghost of Mary appeared wearing a bloody nightgown, and the man fled in terror. So, many also believe that if you step on Mary's grave, blood will gush from the ground. That's pretty... very interesting. That's just... this is really odd. Very odd. So wow, these places, Mysterious Heartland. You guys are great at all of this. Let's see what they actually have Haunted cemeteries, historic hotels, houses, and mansions. Alright, woods and parks. Let's see what they have for woods and parks. It's still pretty interesting. Wow, they have a lot. There's a lot. So yeah. That's just, I mean, that's still pretty, so that's just still pretty, yeah. It's crazy. That's crazy. Those poor people, those poor women. Especially, oh, wow, Irene Ray just popped up. Wow. So yeah, nobody has ever commented on Irene. Alright. What do you guys think? Pretty interesting? No? Yeah. It's pretty interesting to see all these people. Oh my god, are you serious? Fucking YouTube. Alright. So. Super moon. Super full moon snow. Oh, super full moon. Oh, wait, super full snow moon. Tomorrow? It's in less than 24 hours. That's all I know. So, it's tomorrow. Less than 24 hours. Alright. Hi, guys. Hi. Alright. Kansas Ghost Stories. Hello. How are you? Alright. Hi, Ryan. Hi. Disturbing Witchcraft Stories. Have a great Monday, Tom. Thank you. You have a great Monday, too. Try to. Jen Zach. Hi, my love. How are you? Loved this vid. Heart. Aw, thank you. Which one was it? Oh, the witches and witchcraft in the Midwest. Alright, so. Alright, Jasper Quinzel. Yes, I made this into a gigantic story. So, first one here, and thank you so much for covering. Her very little information is now on the net about Alice Cateller. Kiteller? How do you pronounce her last name? Kiteller or Cateller? But my mother always told me her story every Friday night before bed to be aware of my history. It's always stuck with me. By the way, love the new hair. Aw, thank you. Did she really tell you that story? Wow. What age? I mean, I watched, started watching Poltergeist and Freddy at 2, but I mean, that's all her fault. Yeah, all their faults. So, I love that story. That was an amazing story of her. It's incredible, and there's a movie about her too. So, that's pretty cool. That's really cool that there's actually a movie about her. Alright, so Rob Schaefer, hello. How are you? Alright, the fawn one reminds me of a story I read in elementary school. I don't know, some of these are like mixed, scary stories to tell in the dark. Those big thick books, like they have like tons of them now. But when I was in school, they only had like 3 out, 1 or 2, I think 3 tops. And some of those stories that I did read yesterday seemed like they were in those books, so I'm not 100% sure. Like the girl with the bow, she took her bow tie off for her boyfriend and her head fell off. So I can't wait to see that one. Alright, Paul LeMancher. Use stones after you use. You can recharge the stones by putting them in the earth. No need to throw them away after use. The recharge process should take approximately 30 minutes. Best for an hour. Oh no, I know. I just stick them in a nice sunny window sill for a day or two, so they have direct sunlight. All of my black stones get direct sunlight, so. Alright, Lex. Hi, my darling. How are you? Alright. Jesper. Wow, you guys have a lot of people. Mother Waterhouse. Why does that? Eliphas Levi is the head? Eliphas Levi. That's not the same Eliphas Levi that was the famous magician, was it? The witch? Oh, you people. You people, what, 333 ass? Or 330 ass? Well, nice play, however, it's bullshit because it's moving by hands, not... First you need to learn how to fucking spell, you douchebag. That's all I have to say to you, Albert. Alright. Shout out Reverend Seymour Graves. Oh, The Legend of Black Annie. That's awesome. Marjorie, hello. Jen Zach. Wired Ferrets. Princess Ari. Hello, how are you? I hope you are well. Dark Fruit Dolls. I love that. Alright, Anthony... something. Shout out. Wicked Witch, my darling. Alright. Sierra Jameson. Hello, my darling. How are you? Where is everybody? Here we go. Sheila Nagel. Hi, darling. Would your books be on Amazon? Because they sound interesting and I'm always up for different stuff to read. They're all on Amazon right now. Just type my name in. Ryan Espich. E-S-P-I-C-H. Love Letters from Lucifer is quite... yeah, read the description on that one before you want to buy it. All the other books, some of them are not in print, so some of them might be floating around Amazon in the retired book section. So I have done a few revised editions, Ouija Pop and A Witch's Journey. So, and I do give quite a bit in Ouija Pop that I explain the Ouija and how I use it and how I've used it and how you use it. So it's the Ouija manual as I know the Ouija. Alright, Game Misanthrope, hello. Kate the Witch, hi my love. Alright, J Mitch, hello. Shelly 333, hello. Who else? Where'd everybody go? Alright, Such as Life, not too much longer. I can't wait. Alright, Dark Prince Lucy, shout out. Alright, where's my spirit box thing? I want to try it one more time. Did I delete it? I think I did. Shit. I deleted it. I just don't know. I really honestly don't know about these things. They're very odd. They're very odd. Oh, no, Ghost Box. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not hearing anything, but you guys all are. So I don't know. I don't know where to go. What is all this? Oh, whoa. Yeah, right. I'm not paying that much. Wow. Alright, it's gotta load up. Ouch. Oh, elbow cramp. Fuck. God, I keep gaining way too much weight. So yeah. Really want to find some of these graves though. I would love to go visit these graves and see what's, going on there. It's just pretty cool that, these people, these women, some of these women and men, mostly women obviously, because the men were idiots. And they were the ones that actually, tried to put all these, women to death, which is ridiculous. Yeah, hopefully, if they have bad afterlife. Hopefully they can get some peace knowing that their story is being told. So, alright, Lily. Do you want to say anything? Let's see what she feels like today. She's cold. She's cold. Alright, so there she is. I'm going to set her right down here by the microphone. Okay, my ghost spirit box 12, whatever, is up. Alright. Now, there it is. Let's see what we can do. My grandma, Annie, if you want to say anything. Right here. Right here, people. Anybody. Lily, if you want to say anything, you can say it right through here. Excuse me. I don't know how this works. I don't know how you guys can manipulate this, but if you can, do it. And give me some really good information.
And
Lily. Lily. Hello. Alright, I don't know. I did not get a thing. I didn't hear a thing. So I don't know. Don't think that's really that great of an app. So, I don't know, maybe the real thing might work. I don't know. Alright guys. So, ouch. Alright, yes, if you guys have a local witch that wants, or you feel that they need recognition, send them in to me. Because it's amazing. I love it. I love all of these. And Jasper, thank you for that. That was really incredible. I'm going to actually try to find those graves that were mentioned earlier. I want to actually try to find that movie too on Alice Catelli, I think. Is that how you say it? Catelli? So, yeah, if you guys have, Any stories, anything great, send them to me. I want them. So, alright guys, I love you all the way from Venus. Oh, my neck. All the way back down. And, yeah, tomorrow is the super whatever full moon, snow moon. So, everybody have fun. And try to change, what I'm doing for it is I'm trying to accept people for not being able to change. As hard as they make you want to tase them, yeah, I have to try to have understanding and compassion for people that can't change. That's my goal. Yeah, so, alright guys, happy full moon in a few hours. So, I love you all, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So, feed those ancestors. It is Monday. Alright guys, thanks for watching.